Syria war, Russian officers could face sanctions. G7 foreign ministers will attempt to agree a common position on the Syrian conflict, before the U.S. Secretary of State flies to Russia to try to persuade it to abandon its Syrian ally. Rex Tillerson will also meet officials from allied Middle Eastern countries before heading to Moscow. The UK has suggested threatening tightly focused sanctions on Russian and Syrian military officers. The moves follow the latest apparent use of chemical weapons in Syria. Syria has denied it carried out a chemical attack on the rebel-held town of Khan Sheikhoun last week that left 89 people dead. Reports overnight quoted a senior U.S. official as saying that the Russians knew of the chemical attack because a drone had been flying over a hospital in Khan Sheikhoun as victims sought help. Hours later, a jet bombed the hospital in what the U.S. believed was an attempt to cover up the attack, the Associated Press agency said. Meanwhile, U.S. Defense Secretary James Mattis has given fresh details on the retaliatory strike against Syria's Shayrat airbase last Thursday. He said the measured response by the U.S., which saw 59 cruise missiles fired, had resulted in the damage or destruction of fuel and ammunition sites, air defense capabilities and 20% of Syria's operational aircraft. The Syrian military admits significant material damage, but a Russian Defense Ministry spokesman said only 6 Syrian Air Force MiG-23s, plus a number of buildings, were destroyed and that only 23 of the missiles had reached Shayrat. Mr. Tillerson broadened his consultations in Italy on Tuesday morning, with key regional allies including Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Qatar and Turkey joining the G7 government's meeting in Italy. The U.S. hope is that a UK proposal of new tightly focused sanctions could win approval, sanctions against